Hello, hello, hello. This is Caitlin, your guide to awkward topics that I think we need to talk about. And on today's awkward agenda is, why are people so interested in if I've had sex? In other words, we're talking about virginity. We're pulling back the curtain on it, and we're going to talk about the myths around it and how people react to it. Now, let's gather around the speakers and get to talking. Let's start by covering some myths surrounding it. 1. Using a tampon will not make you lose your virginity. Yes, some people believe this. 2. That your first time is going to be painful no matter what you do, and that you will bleed. If you're doing it wrong, of course it will. Penetrative sex need not be painful. If you and your partner do the prior proper preparation, you can avoid a piss-poor performance. Using things like lube and stretching to help loosen things up down there, and also foreplay to relax the body and arouse it, can make things much more pleasurable. For more info on that, Google is your friend. And 3, and most importantly in my opinion, your value is not tied to your virginity. There will be people, especially religious ones, that will tell you, particularly girls, that if you are like chewed gum if you have had sex, particularly before marriage, or that you are giving a second-hand gift to your future spouse, and that you are less likely to be valued by society. John Oliver has an episode on sex education where he talks about this in length. And I'll post a link to this video in the description. People put so much value on a woman's virginity and hymens that there are things like purity pledges, virginity tests, and hymen or offy. I tried to pronounce that, please be proud of me. Now, what are those things you're probably asking me? Well, I'm telling you. Now, to start with, a hymen or offy is a surgical procedure to restore a woman's hymen, thus apparently restoring her virginity, because that's how that works, I guess. Moving on. Virginity testing is an invasive procedure where they test a woman's, you guessed it, virginity. And I do say woman's because, let's face it again, that's the virginity we care about. These aren't even necessarily done by religious institutions. In Indonesia, female police officers have to face intense scrutiny over their appearance and morality, including taking a virginity test. In KwaZulu-natal, virginity testing is done on young girls to make sure they abstain from sex until marriage, in order to prevent HIV and AIDS, which is a reported problem in that area. An admirable goal, but this doesn't take into consideration that these diseases can be spread through other means, such as blood transfusion, and that they are not reporting any virginity testing on young men, despite the chance that they too may be having sex before marriage. Purity pledges are promises that adolescents make to preachers, pastors, or other adult authority figures in their lives, promising to abstain from sex until they marry because, teenagers always tell the truth, right? Now, who wants to play a guessing game with me where we guess why these beliefs are? You get one guess. Ready? It's the patriarchy! It's a man's world, and we are living in it. Men want women to simultaneously be pure and chaste, and yet be sexual enough to have sex with them. Men are encouraged to get those cherries popped, in a non-penetrative way, of course, and as a result, women are meant to be the gatekeepers. It's a script that's universal. Boys will want to take their relationship to the next level, and girls are expected to stop them, or they may be labeled a slut. Virginity is, and has been since probably forever, a girl's thing. Am I the only one who thinks this? God, no. A study in Ghana revealed that out of 30 participants interviewed, while most of them believed that this was only an issue in context to Africa, people in the West aren't the only ones who need an intersectional view of the world. Some of them believe it is an issue of gender inequality, and most of them believe this phenomena is due to patriarchal systems in place and put women into weak, submissive roles who aren't expected to act of their own accord, especially in issues of morality and decency. Some of the respondents, however, were not pleased with the status quo, nor should they be. People should be allowed to slut it up as much as they want, as long as everything is safe and consensual. But when it comes to women, the ability to do so does not go without scorn. Now you may ask, can we change this? I hope so. However, it's not as simple as saying, women should be on equal footing as men in all things, including when they get to do the do. Facts are, unfortunately, not where a lot of feelings regarding this topic are the main concern. The aforementioned feelings are. And while facts should be a strong basis of your actions, that's just not how many people operate. In order for things to change, it will take time and outreach. going to people and working to change those beliefs through maybe group discussions between people who believe in the virtue of virginity and people who do not. I don't have all the answers, though, and if I did, I'd probably cry because, like Cassandra, no one would listen to me. Now, what do y'all think? Is there a way to reach across the aisle and convince people that virginity just is not a thing to worry about, or just in general change their minds, or get them to relax a little bit? Let me know. This is Caitlin, signing off.